Welcome to week 2 of the Underrated Game of the Week, where we feature a game where two G5 teams face off and you should be watching as the entertainment value is going to be high. This week, Western Kentucky takes on Toledo in what should be an exciting matchup on ESPN Plus Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. The total for this game, 59.5, probably could be a little higher, but there's going to be plenty of chances later in this season where we're going to have games in the 70s that you should look out for. The line on this one, Toledo minus 5.5. That thing is growing. I have bet Toledo already. Why is this game going to be intriguing here? We got a MAC title contender hosting a Conference USA title contender. Each of them is possibly the conference champion for sure in these two leagues. And we get two high-powered offenses facing off, led by two experienced quarterbacks. On the Western Kentucky side, Maverick McIver, he has been as advertised in the first two games of the season since coming over with his offensive coordinator from Abilene Christian, having accounted for over 700 yards passing and 9 total touchdowns in those two games. Freshman Marvis Parrish, the running back, he's been a pleasant surprise here. And while it's an air raid system and it's not reliant upon picking up yards on the ground, he's contributed very well in the passing game, and he's definitely the shock of the season so far for me on this Western Kentucky team. The offense really flows through its playmakers on the outside, and the production has been spread fairly evenly over these first 2 weeks. In the first game, it was Matthew Henry and Musa Berry who were featured options, while last week, Katie Hutchinson really made his mark on this offense. Each is capable of being the top option in any given week, but for me, Matthew Henry's the guy to watch out for and the favorite to lead the team in all categories after a nearly 1,200-yard season for Western Illinois a year ago. He's a top playmaker and a guy to keep your eye on every week. It's hard to take much from the defensive side of the ball in these first two showings given the competition faced, but they do fly to the football and play extremely hard on that side, and they were invigorated more so than they have been in previous years. They're relying heavily on a number of transfers to contribute, but this is going to be their first true test of the season. Sam Houston, they were able to get after them on the ground, and that's a big concern for me given the physicality that this Toledo offense presents. On the Toledo side of the ball, Tucker Gleason, he's a threat to make a big play with his arm or legs anytime he receives the snap, and he's a legitimate contender for MAC Player of the Year. It wasn't his best performance against Kentucky to open the season with 270 yards passing, but it's an SEC defense, and it's not a performance to really scoff at here. Chip Trainum, he found the sledding tough in week 1, but they were at such a disadvantage along the lines of scrimmage that plenty of better games are ahead for the talented back formerly of Ohio State and Kentucky. He's another guy who by season's end will be in the discussion for Conference Player of the Year in the MAC. One of the best receivers in that conference, Junior Vandeross, he picked up where he left off last season against Kentucky with a 7-catch, 88-yard, 1-touchdown line. He's most certainly going to lead the team this season, while explosive weapon Trayvon Rudolph is a threat to house one through the air, on the ground, or in the return game, so he's one to watch out for every week. The defense performed admirably against Kentucky with a safety, interception, and only allowing 85 yards passing on the day. Ultimately, though, the Wildcats beat them on the ground as the SEC bodies along the line of scrimmage were just too much for them to handle. For me, when Toledo has the ball, I'm interested to see if this Western Kentucky defense can hold up against a physical run game, and I really have my doubts there. Sam Houston quarterback Hunter Watson and running back Alton McCaskill each ran for a touchdown and 6.5 yards per tote. The combination of Gleason and Trayanum, it's much more lethal, and the passing attack needs to be respected by comparison to Sam Houston. When Western Kentucky has the ball, we have a battle of strengths, and one that I won't be able to take my eyes off of. The Hilltoppers live and die by chucking the ball, while the Rockets are strong on the back end after returning all but one of their starters from a year ago. Western Kentucky's going to get their numbers through the air, even though this secondary is strong for Toledo. I just doubt that the Hilltoppers can slow down this Toledo run game and get enough stops to keep pace. Look for Toledo to play keep away and win the time of possession battle by a good bit. I would take and have taken Toledo -5.5. I would still play it at 6.5. Watch out for that key number at 7 though.